Hey guys, it's Megan. Today we're doing something a little bit different on today's video. This is Molly, as I have shown you guys before. She is our puppy. She is a 5-month-old cockapoo. And I thought today I would tell you guys a little bit about our story, how we got Molly, and how things have been since getting her. She is a quite rambunctious puppy, but we love her so much more than we thought we ever would. I mean, just look at this face. How can you not love it? You're so cute. So, I guess we'll just start at the beginning. Ryan and I have been talking about getting a puppy for a really long time. Me more so than him, but I really just kept at it every day. I just wore him down over time, I guess. He finally agreed to get one. And so I started looking a little bit more. I frequented a site called puppyfind.com. I will copy it down below. I knew I wanted a cockapoo because I actually have had 3 types of dogs in my life. A beagle, a poodle, and my mom's dog whenever I was little, but she was like my first dog, was a cocker spaniel. So I thought a nice little mix of 2 of the 3 would be a cockapoo. And we knew we wanted this kind of rusty color because Ryan had a stuffed animal as a child that was this same color, and so we wanted to kind of get a real life rusty. We were initially looking for a male, but kind of landed on a girl whenever we reached out to this one particular breeder who had puppies available. He is in Ohio, and so it was kind of an interesting situation. We decided to kind of take the plunge, see if they had puppies available, because she was about half the price that a dog like her would have been here in Texas. So we spent some time corresponding with him back and forth via email. I think it was like 2 or 3 emails in, he finally gave us his phone number. We went for one of Molly's brothers in her litter, and by the time he responded to that email, he was taken. We went for another one of her brothers, and then same thing happened again. We were both getting really discouraged because we were getting our heart set on these puppies, and we really, really wanted one. And so we finally decided, let's just go for a girl. You know, we wanted a boy, but let's go for a girl. We loved the way all of these puppies looked. They looked really healthy. They didn't look like they were from a puppy mill, and they were the perfect color. We were in love at first sight. So we reached out to him about Molly, and he said that she was available and that he would hold her for us. I want to say a couple of days later, he reached out and said that one of the brothers had become available again. But at that point, Ryan and I were both so in love with her. We had picked out a name for her. We were just ready for her. We didn't want to go with anything else. So we stuck with her. We continued corresponding with him. We sent a deposit to him in the mail. The whole process was really scary because we never got to meet him in person. We never got to see Molly in person before picking her up. But one thing that I would encourage you to do if you're looking at getting a puppy from somewhere farther away than your hometown would be to talk to the breeder frequently and ask him for references. That was one thing that was really helpful for me. I talked to a couple of people about Molly. One was another customer that was picking out their puppy. He gave them my number and had them call me so that we could talk about the legitimacy of him having the puppy, and I got to talk to that customer, someone that was in my position, just a lot closer geographically than we were. So that was really helpful. That kind of put our minds at ease. And so at that point, the only thing that we had to figure out was how to get Ryan or myself up there to pick her up. So Ryan actually has some pretty good flight perks because of his mom's job. And so we thought that he was going to be able to fly up there without having to pay anything. But then complications kind of arose, and we found that we were going to need someone else to help us. So we actually had his younger sister that was coming to stay with us one weekend, and we asked her if she would be willing to take the trip up to Ohio with Ryan to pick her up. And she was so great. She was so willing to help us. It was amazing. We got up super early on a Saturday, which I wouldn't wish on anybody that's in college, but she was so kind about it. And I drove them to the airport at about 7:45 on Saturday, I guess it was November 7th. But I drove them to the airport and dropped them off. I was on my way back home, and there was a really bad storm that day. And they called me about an hour and a half later and said we weren't able to get on the flight. We're not going to get her today, which was just soul crushing for me and for Ryan as well, because we both were just so excited to have her, and we were just ready and we wanted it to happen that day. But you know, things happen. So we finally decided that we were going to drive up to Dallas to fly from there, because the odds of getting a flight out of Dallas were a lot better than getting out of Austin. So the next weekend we went up to Dallas, and I took Ryan to the airport early in the morning, and we had everything ready. We had a carrier so that he could carry her back. My family graciously offered to get him a ticket using points, so that was really helpful for us as well. We had some toys, we had some food, we had everything ready to go. And I dropped Ryan off at the airport, and I was driving back to his mom's house, and I was just thinking the entire time, oh my gosh, everything is going to change today. We are finally getting our baby. And so I went back home and did my makeup, just kind of hung around at the house. I think I did a little bit of work that day too, and really just twiddled my thumbs and stressed out until I found out that he had landed. Once he did, he was able to meet up with the breeder outside. He got Molly, and she was more perfect than we ever expected her to be. And he was able to fly back with her, and that is how we got Molly. She was worth it. It was a bit of a trip and a bit of a headache to get her, but she was so worth it in the end. We love her so much. So now I guess I'll talk a little bit about what she's been like, how it's been raising a puppy, and how life has been a little bit more complicated but worth it all the while. So at first she weighed a little under 5 pounds. She was very tiny, and it was a bit of an adjustment for both of us. Ryan has never had a dog, and I grew up with them, so I had a little bit more experience. I understood that it was going to be kind of stressful in the beginning. We were going to lose sleep. We took her out frequently. We got her a crate so that she could sleep in a crate instead of being out to roam around while we weren't home. I took off a couple days of work to stay home with her and take care of her and get her acclimated to our home. And so that was interesting. She didn't like to eat as much at first. She was very energetic. She loves play biting, and she slept a lot. We got her to sleep through the night pretty quickly. She's always been really good about that. We still get up in the middle of the night just to make sure that she doesn't have to hold it for too long. But she's very playful, very sweet and cuddly. She's sleeping now. Meow. She still has accidents every now and then, but she's mellowed out a lot in the last few months. We haven't gotten her fixed yet, but we plan to soon. She also is in desperate need of grooming. She's a little bit woolly bully, lots of fur on her, but she's doubled in size since we first got her, and she's very vocal. She's gotten to where she can bark a lot more. She's very protective of our home. Whenever people come in that she doesn't know, she will bark at them, but she doesn't necessarily attack. She just kind of stays close to me and Ryan. She eats on a more regular schedule, and I come home every day during lunch from work to take care of her, let her out to play for a little bit. We have recently started taking her to the park. She loves to nibble on my hair. She loves her toys. She does not have any discrimination or prejudice against any of her toys. She loves them all equally. She does have a toy that she has had since she was first brought home. We call it her baby. It's this little squirrel weasel toy, but she loves it to death, and she plays with it all the time. We like to have barking fits at each other. So whenever she starts barking, I'll bark back at her. She's done really well with training. We found some good training treats that have worked on her, but we try not to give too many of them to her because they kind of offset her bladder and kind of gives her a bit of potty issues. We find that she has way more accidents whenever we're treating her more often. But she has done fantastically with training. She can sit, she does down where she lays on her belly on the ground. She can shake, she can high five. We do high 10 with her, and right now I'm working on turn to get her to spin around. But she is so smart, so teachable. She knows her name, she knows mommy and daddy, and she is just a playful little ball of fur. Most recently, she has started lounging a little bit more, not so much getting into as much trouble whenever Ryan and I are cooking in the kitchen or doing anything in the kitchen. She likes to lay on the back of the love seat and just watch us. Or sometimes, thank you. Or sometimes she will lay on her belly on the kitchen floor and just kind of lay there and watch us, and it's so sweet. But we love her so much. She's definitely a part of the family. I don't know personally how I functioned without her. She's just a part of me now, and we love her so much. But yeah, that's a pretty solid update of how it's been to have a puppy. If you are looking at having a puppy, I would definitely search Puppy Find. Make sure that you are paying attention to signs of puppies being from a puppy mill. Their fur is normally a lot more matted. They might not look as well nourished. So pay attention to the pictures of the puppies if you're able to. I would definitely recommend going local if you can, but if it is more cost efficient to go outside of it, just know that you should ask for references and try to keep as much of an open mind as possible on the whole situation, and understand that you might lose your money if somebody is out there scamming you. Aside from that, know that it's a big time commitment and a big responsibility, and and she really is like a baby to us. So just know that it's not as easy as it looks. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, but it is so gratifying to feel the love of this little being and know that you are the one that has kept them alive and is showing them love and showing them fun. And I love her to death. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and have enjoyed this little puppy love video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like down below, and I will give you another update in a few months once she's gotten a little bit bigger. Maybe a post-spaying video. I don't know about that. That might be a little much, won't it, Molly? But I'd be happy to give you guys another update in a few months just to give you a little bit of insight as to what it's like to be a dog owner. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!